it's nice to delve into some new territory, so to speak. So if you want to just put that up, Empress, that'd be fantastic. I'm gonna have to really zoom in. I'm like 8-bit Eric. I need glasses in my sorry guys, old age, 26 and all that. But apparently,
oh boy.
But apparently, okay. Well, do you want to do it or do you want me to do it?
Oh no, do it. It's gonna be very funny.
Well, just to let everyone know, courtesy of who's this from?
This is from Games Radar.
Okay, from Games Radar Plus. I don't know why it needs a plus, but there we go. Former PlayStation boss Shuhei Yoshida canceled so many games, including a new intellectual property from God of War developer Santa Monica Studio. These days, a $25 million cancellation is nothing special. I want to let everyone know, right? Inflation is a big problem. So $25 million 20 years ago was worth a lot more than $25 million today, okay? No one knows most of the games because we canceled early enough. And I think it's not just PlayStation or Sony that do this, mind you. A lot of gaming projects do not, get over the first fence. A lot of them really get culled at the first stage, right? Including from projects from major franchises. So let's just have a look. In an interview earlier this year, former PlayStation boss Shuhei Yoshida, try saying his name 10 times drunk. I can't. That should be a challenge for everyone on this panel.
Shuhei Yoshida
revealed that he'd overseen the cancellation of 2 separate games that were $25 million deep into development. Now he's revealed the exact nature of that pair of games. One was, it seems, the long-rumored sci-fi project from the God of War developers. Now, I'd like to get, if I may, Empress, first impressions on this situation. I think we should start from the bottom and work our way up. So, Legion, I know you've practically fixed your house, but what do you make of this situation so far?
Well, speaking of the bottom, I know something a little bit about that and water. So you know what? This is just asinine. $25 million is a lot of money. Are you serious with this? Like, Godzilla -1 cost what? 15 million to make with like all the special effects, and so no, this is just a bad take from again a company that thinks that they can't do any wrong. Hey, PlayStation, you sold a lot of PS5s. Who's playing shit on the PlayStation 5? Raise your fucking hand. I'm really going to be honest. Raise your hand about it, because not many people I know are playing on PS5s.
Yeah, we have it. We don't play it.
It's so weird because
nobody cares.
Well, it is so weird, Legion, that 74 million PS5s have been sold, but no one seems to be playing them. Maybe they're being used as bot farms or something. But looking into the career details of Shuhei, or however you would pronounce his name, Yoshida, it's very interesting considering he was president of the worldwide studios for Sony Interactive Entertainment from 2008 to 2019. That's over a generation for gaming, right? And the last 6 years of his career, up until this year where he retired, he was head of PlayStation's indie division, to promote indie projects. So I think the perspective he's bringing here, it's like a sort of interview mixed with a memoir. Just answer, because he's retired now. He's out of the business, so he can spill the beans without getting himself into any trouble. And I think he's just laying out the culture, not just over at PlayStation, but across all, certainly console makers. I'm not sure about, third-party developers or publishers, but if this is the culture of PlayStation moving forward, It's not going to end in a good way, and that concludes my first impressions of this. Do you have anything more to add, Legion?
Other than the fact that this is the Bob Iger approach, just vomit money at it and hope something is turned out. How many Star Wars projects have been confirmed and then canceled? Yeah, keep going with this, you fucking losers. Like, are you guys retarded? Seriously.
No, they probably think that this is going to keep on going on, the gravy train. Remember, a lot of these guys, these businesses, Hollywood, even before the lockdowns, and I'm talking like from 2016 up until now, we're so used to the privilege and pleasure that they would get bailed out, or people would be stupid enough to consume their slop. But after so many years of cancel culture and failed business decisions, failed storylines, and other terrible practices, there's going to be this great collapse. And I've been repeating this on different people's shows, and I'll say this here on this show. There's going to be a second renaissance in which these corporations and these big Hollywood studios and video game corporations are going to go belly up, and it's going to end with every great extinction event. Just like with the dinosaurs, there will be other people, independent people, that will do their own projects. Perhaps maybe not on par with what we see with Hollywood, but I mean, if you have a movie like Godzilla -1, and let's just use that as an example, with a $10 to $15 million budget, it was in between that number, Ryan, just so you know, $10 to $15 million. You know, if something like that can be done, again, that's nothing to shake a fist at. That's a lot of money. But if you're able to create a movie that in turn brought home $115 million and then get a sequel that's going to follow it, I mean, that's a smart thing. You know, work with a good budget, have a good storyline, have good graphics, and more importantly, let it be entertaining so people be like, hey, I want to watch that movie again. You've never seen it before, or play this video game again, because there's games that have that returnability factor that you want to play. Like, I want to play Mercenaries, Playground for Destruction. It came out on PlayStation 2. It was a fun game for me, and I had a lot of great memories with it. Is it the greatest game in the world? No, but I had fun, and that's the key thing. You want to have fun playing these games.
Well, we need to consider, Kit, that Yoshida isn't an outsider looking in. This was one of the OGs of Sony in starting out the PlayStation. Okay, so this is a guy who has been at PlayStation since the beginning. He fell out of favor in PlayStation towards the end of the 2010s. And he was literally told, and he would reveal this in an interview, he was told by Jim Ryan, the CEO, he gave him a choice, either to work in Sony's indie division or leave the company completely. And he chose to effectively get demoted. So this isn't a guy who is really a fan of the way Sony PlayStation is going. And now that he has retired after being slowly eased out through demotion, I think he's going to be pretty hostile and just spill the beans. I mean, this article, as Empress provides, is living proof of that from what we've initially seen. Eric, what do you make of everything you've seen and heard so far?
Yeah, so like going in, I was the least knowledged in what this is, but I do know. Well,
Oh boy.
I know as far as like ideas like this happen, there's some kind of reasoning, and I think a lot of it is because they're trying to save money, but they have to lose money to save money, and it's like a weird pit. It's like an endless pit that they have to be in constantly because all entertainment companies in the Western side of things are screwed, and I think it's starting to go over to Japan as well, which is why you're seeing what's going on with Square Enix at this moment, which is a whole other topic. But I also have a conspiracy that that all these companies, in some form or fashion, they're either backed by Saudi Arabia or China. And I think behind the scenes, those countries are trying to prod these guys along to collapse and fuck up and have the stocks go really low so that they could come in and buy it and take it over. Like how EA is owned by Saudi now. I think places like Saudi and that are like, hey, fuck up. Hey, delete shit. Hey, piss your fan base off so we could secretly come in later without even telling them most of the time and buy for pennies on the dollar.
Well, I don't think that's conspiratorial at all. All we have to look at, folks, is cause and effect. I mean, there can be many different causes of something happening that can lead to the same effect. And I think the Japanese are particularly worried because they know the Western discourse everywhere now. The Western discourse is poisonous. I think we can all agree on that. So they're of the mindset of, okay, let's bring these home, Fortress Japan, and we're going to make a killing out of this, and hopefully our people will start breeding again. But Empress, up to you and to Logan. What do you make of this? First impressions before I provide a lot more context.
Well, PlayStation has been, close to my heart since I was a kid. So what's happening now, it's really a bummer. And when you find out, when you actually understand what's happening behind the scenes, so many great games have been canceled, like great, very unique concepts. It's a huge bummer. And for them to be so casual about this amount of money is like horrible. It feels very disrespectful to anything else that exists that could use those money to create something, to the people that work on these projects and pour their hearts and souls out in these. And as far as I remember, the developer of Expedition 33 pitched his idea back when he was working for Ubisoft to the devs there, and they were like, "Oh no, that's crap, man. Get away, get out of here.
Get away with your French people and feed us."
But they're also French people.
They're also French.
So basically, then we know what happened. The guy had really solid, great idea, and he was able to create it on its own, and it's amazing. One of the best things that we ever played, me and Logan combined. So it comes to show that these types of money, although the companies see them as a very casual amount or whatever, could be really put to something that's very substantial and meaningful, and that what they're doing, although it's casual for them, is not actually casual. That's not the real reality. The reality that they're living in and what they are seeing as normal is not normal. And we can all see it from the outside perspective. So this is a huge bummer, especially now you're going to read what is the actual game that was canceled. So, yeah.
And back in the days, they could create several games with that kind of money, actually. And as Kid said, PlayStation 2 and 3 really had fun games back in the days, and I feel as if people forget that we could have fun with just as much fun with GTA 3, for example, for PlayStation 2. Just as much now we're waiting for the sixth part, which was how many million was that game? I keep forgetting.
Many million?
It was 3 figures, right?
Yeah,
it's at least a couple of billion in terms of development. And you guys, I know this is going to be controversial to say, but when people play with billions, millions look like pennies, and